Day two, Jabari.
Yeah,
Exciting
this
list
should
of
be
players, huh?
for sure. We actually have some big names today. I mean, we had a lot of high level players yesterday, but today we actually have players that are kind of famous in the AoE II scene. At least three of them I had heard quite a lot about prior to this tournament. I mean, Project Belgium has been a very well known pro for the longest time. Modri, who's playing today, is like a newer but truly top pro. We got a few other, I guess, free for all specialist, famous community game player type folks. So should be hot for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. King Boo's hosting the first game for us here, and it looks like they have 5 of 8 players in the room already, so we should be in pretty good shape there.
Yeah. I
Otter
think we
says
can.
that 3 of the guys he says are strong players, so Otter familiar with some of these guys, wanting to see how they do during the tournament.
Yep, I know Xavier Tanka is an exclusive free for all player. If you check their match history, it looks like they play only free for alls and they win like at least a third of the free for alls they play. So clearly a very strong competitor. And yeah, as we saw yesterday with Emu Warrior and Teutonic Tanks taking it down, 1v1 RM is not predictive of the best player. Like perhaps Modri has the best builds, the best micro, the best 1v1 strategy, but like those are extremely minor factors, I believe, in one of these games.
Yeah. It's been kind of nuts. Yesterday we had a game end at like a time frame I think we all kind of predicted they would end, and then we had a game go 3 hours in game time. So
Yep.
you just never know who's going to be where at what point in the game. So it's been crazy. It's going to be fun. I think we're still waiting on them to get in the room. It looks like we're still missing 2 players as of the moment, but all should be well and underway here shortly, guys. It's like, who are we missing from this room, anyways? We're missing Matzi, who's in Discord talking, so he should be in anytime.
Yep. If we're just missing him and he's present in Discord, I think we can start the draft.
Yeah, we're missing somebody else in the game room too, but I'm trying to figure out who it is right now. Nope, they're all there now. We are good to go, guys. So, Civ Draft will be up. I'll share the Discord chat here. It's a little bit awkward with the draft, but they are just doing it in the game room. So, lowest picks first. Jabari just put the seedings in there. Xavier is a weird one to put in for rating since he tanked his rating to 0. So, Jabari just put him kind of in the middle, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's I think he's between the 1900 and the 2K player. It's a total guess. Um, I think that's just my best guess at how they seed with these settings.
Yeah. Bergamese.
The Bergmese, that's the new
Bergamese.
DLC.
Yeah. That is hilarious. Otter says his RM was actually 1150 before he tanked it. So, but
Well,
no
yeah.
worries, no worries. Camrat,
I,
welcome, man. GG's yesterday.
and Xavier gets Lithuania in the end. All that talk about Japanese was a total fake out.
I don't think anyone was really too worried about it except for him. So, is what it is.
Yeah, I never actually checked his match history, so I was assuming he was being honest when he was saying that he only plays Japanese.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And Juho actually looks like he's not online right now on Discord.
He is in the
The
game
game.
room. So, looks like King Boo will probably tell you a civ here. Yep, Jars. Ryder!
Well,
What's up, man? Welcome. Thank you all for being here at the beginning of the stream. I appreciate it. I know it's early for some, not so early for others, but appreciate it, guys.
Modri
Goths!
goes with Goths. Yeah,
There they
honestly,
are.
as I think about what Civ I'm going to pick when I get the chance, Goths has actually been kind of at the forefront of my mind. I'm surprised it's the first time we're seeing it.
Yeah, I thought we would see it on Arena, to be honest, but it is what it is. So we're just waiting for them to launch. Jabari can give them the go ahead, and we'll be
And we're good.
underway here in a moment.
I never saw the map. It is Jungle Mongolia, right?
It is Jungle Mongolia, yes.
Cool.
You checked the settings, but did not check the map, eh?
I know it is very early over here too. I know it's earlier for some folks, but
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. We'll see what occurs, guys. If you missed it, yesterday was the first day of the qualifiers. We had 2 games. I mean, they were crazy good games. More games to come, obviously. There are still a very limited number of spots available for next weekend. I don't think I have an exact number off the top of my head right now, but things are filling up fast. So if you want to be guaranteed a spot, that time may have already passed, but you're
yeah,
welcome to
that's what I
sign
was
up. We will
I was gonna
potentially
say.
need a backup player for each game as well.
Yeah, there's like only about 4 unfilled slots or so now, and yep, we'll fill it a few days before the final games start, probably. But yeah, anybody who signed up prior to today is guaranteed a spot. But I think we're cutting off that policy now.
Yep, yep. I mean, it worked out really well though. Everyone that signed up thus far was able to do to get in basically and be guaranteed a spot. So they are gonna be underway anytime, guys. So we'll see what happens.
Do you
What
have
did
a favorite?
X Factor pick? Persians. Do I have a favorite
Yep.
for today?
But, yeah, for this first game.
No. they're like you said earlier. Like, it doesn't matter what your elo is. Like anyone could take it. Like obviously, Mordry is the top dog here today. He is the 10th overall player in the world right now in 1v1 RM. But it is a free for all game. That high elo might just paint a target on your back, right? So, I mean, it is Mongolia. It is going to be fairly wallable. We're going to dive into the game here. I'm waiting for the spec delay, I'm sure, here. I'm not in time. I am in time. So give me a second, guys. I got to share something real quickly. And we'll be good to go. Jabari should have eyes on the game now.
Yep.
Game 3, Banano 2, King of the Jungle. Mongolia. We have King Boo in purple with the Koreans. We have Matsi with the Burmese in teal. In green, we have How do you pronounce this, Jabari? Jaiho?
Why don't we go with Juho?
Juho? Alright. Gujaras for him in green. In yellow, we have Chanchilari. Chanchilori?
Chanchularo. Why don't we go with that?
Chanchilaro. What fun names we have, folks. And I only speak English, so it is what it is for me. Yellow with Khmer. X Factor with Persians in red. Mordry with the blue. Goth here. And then we have Asher with the Teutons in gray. And last but not least, Xavier Tenka here with Lithuanians in orange. The monument has been replaced with this beautiful pile of bananas for this lovely theming for the Banano tournament. And we have Jungle Mongolia.
Yeah, nice looking map, nice looking bananas. Also worth noting again that the area around the monument is all visible. So, like within 10 tiles or so of the mid, all players can see. And yeah, this should be a very heated game. I know King Boo is like not only a 2K3 1v1 player, but he's also a notorious like T90 community game Regicide Rumble player. So I think that he's got both the this like standard skill set and the skill set needed for FFAs here. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be a strong competitor. Xavier Tanka, as we noted, is an exclusive free-for-all player, which has to carry some weight. I believe Asher is similarly all about that free-for-all life. Modri, an all-around top player. This is going to be fierce, man. There's numerous players here who I think in their own minds like are the favorites and aren't going to go down easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We'll have to see who advances to the finale, but good prize pool for this, sponsored by Medora, guys. If you haven't heard of them, exclamation point Medora in chat. They threw together the money to sponsor this, and we couldn't be more happy about that. And the winner of each qualifier gets $40. Then the finale ends up being just shy of $700 for this. So, hope you guys can stay tuned and enjoy with us as we progress through here.
Yeah, I was thinking not just for like our sake and the sake of the tournament, but I was hoping that things would go as well as possible to prove that it's a good investment of money to sponsor Age of Empire tournaments in general. Um,
Yeah.
like they're putting up $1,000. I think across all channels or whatnot, there'll probably be a few thousand eyes who learn about Medora this way. So yeah, appreciate the sponsors. All I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely couldn't agree more. Double Borlor here for King Boo. And he stole those. So
Vicious,
he's
man.
on it. He is on it. He will end
Yeah,
up with 4 4.
Kind of doesn't matter that much compared to a 1v1 RM, of course, but it's a nice little advantage, and maybe he will actually make an early run for mid. As Koreans, I'm pretty positive his eventual strategy is some sort of on as your death ball with bombard towers, probably. And that's the kind of strat that might actually work on the initial 500-year countdown.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, it's hard to say exactly how things are going to go, obviously, but if he makes a really heavy push early, it could be there. Uh, X Factor still controlling this, but looks like he will be contested very heavily here. His score is starting to pull away, almost a 100 score lead, but doesn't look like he's going to hold it for much longer.
He's had a really good long run here. If you actually check his point of view, you can kind of tell exactly how long he's had it based off of however much stone he has. Yeah, he's held it long enough to collect 350 extra res of each type. That's like 1,400 total res. That's an insane haul. That's like a Castle Age plus.
Yeah, not too bad. And he can stay here as long as he wants to. Honestly, losing your scout here isn't really the end of the world. Like, he's going to save it. It will trade hands to our yellow player here, but not the end of the world. It's always interesting to me to see what the higher elo players are doing. We know King Boo already stole some boar, and we have Mordry just pushing in the rest of his hunt. Players already beginning to wall up King Boo, especially. He's trying to secure as much of the map here as he can. Wood will be very scarce here.
I mean, I'd say averagely scarce. I think that the wood will remain on the map for the duration of the game. I would be absolutely shocked if this becomes a wood game, as we were almost seeing on Arena yesterday.
I don't know about that. There's a lot less wood here than Arena. If this game goes late, I think it will be a wood game for sure.
Yeah. And one thing that happens with the 250 pop is the res on the map definitely runs out a little bit faster.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. X Factor's actually making spears. So he's going to try to head back to mid. But currently, Zhao Yu is holding the monument, has a spear, has his camel, and has an archery range forward. So see how long he can hold this for.
Yep, it looks like Juho is going to hold this if he's investing in ranged units as well. Nice move to build the archery range just out of the all visible area. It's kind of baiting X Factor into making spears, thinking he can take it down with just a tiny amount of army. But yeah, no chance spears are going to take the monument with archers present.
Yeah. I really want to see if anyone focuses getting relics this game. I feel like relics were so very important to the arena game that we had. Definitely helps you stay there in the late game with gold units. No trade in this tournament whatsoever, for those who aren't familiar with us yet. Makes it very difficult to have late game gold unit comps.
Yeah, I mean, in yesterday's arena game, a player had 25,000 relic gold. I feel like up until the last minute, almost every player was mixing in the occasional gold unit still, just from like selling wood and food. But yeah, if the game runs long, trash has to be the backbone and probably also the tip of the spear for your army.
Yeah. Monument control early game has been questioned if it's worth holding it as you get into the later game scenarios, how heavily you try to hold the mid. But right now, early game, looks like we're going to have a decent hold on it for a while for green at this moment. Castle Age, first one here. Our Khmer player. Looks like he's going to drop some town centers, probably do some booming.
Yeah, I mean, even on an open-ish map like this, I expect every player to just go for the big boom. It was actually quite bizarre yesterday that Ronald Rage decided to play it like a 1v1 Arabia, basically, going for like feudal archers.
Yeah, he definitely caught himself in a rough position, though, because of that. He made a few people too angry, and he was wiped from the map, essentially. Mordry going into a monastery and a town center, so he's clearly thinking about relics in the late game. But checking around the map, I don't think anyone else has gone for the monastery. Something we'll
Yep.
keep an eye on, guys. Something we'll keep an eye on. Free for all, man. The thing that it's like a very long build, but then we have some epic fights, right? So late game compositions are going to be insanely good, especially with gold being something that players are going to have to be careful how and when they use it.
And one of the good things about King of the Hill is that you don't really need to wait till the late game. That 365-year counter, the action 100% needs to start before that hits the bottom. And I mean, that's only like less than 10 minutes real time from now, I believe.
Yeah. Xavier with a town center way over here in the corner, so he's going to try to secure some more map position this way. But King Boo stonewalling up, he's not too concerned about that position at this moment. Just the booming. Relics are only being collected right now by Mordry, and he will have 3 if he scouts all around the back of his map. He already collected 1 from the mid, so he'll be sitting in a pretty comfortable position.
Yeah, that is huge, and it's definitely a mistake for the other players to not go for relics, unless, of course, the game goes short and the relics don't bear their juice. But I feel like there's at least a 50% chance the game runs long enough that the relics are worth it, in which case I personally always feel like it's worth setting your boom back a few vills to lock those down.
Yeah, no question. No question. I agree. 3 TCs pretty much for everyone at this time. Maybe going to be seeing the 4th added. A lot of walling commitment here from King Boo, so he's a little bit farther behind, only with 2 town centers right now. but everyone is ramping up the economies here. Villager counts on the bottom, 45 for Mordry and for Asher right now. Puts them at the top of the list here. Goth late game could be extremely good. I'm really curious to see how this works out for Mordry here. Obviously, he is the highest rated player here, so him picking Goth definitely makes it very eye-opening for all the players, I imagine.
Yep, I mean, Goths, I thought they were notorious for these settings. They have an incredibly simple late game plan, which is like 100 barracks, and you just queue them all the way with every barracks unit. Like, each Goth barracks produces about as fast as like 4 normal barracks or something crazy like that. They are, without question, the ultimate spam civ.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at least
Maxi getting relics as well, folks.
very nice, though. I don't like how his monastery's right there on the outside of his base. I hope he moves those back to the quarter or something at some point.
He built one in the very back of his base. I think
All
he's
right,
just trying to
cool.
collect them and drop them. No, he's actually just going to take it back now, I guess.
Yep. Definitely wise. Yeah, that front monastery is not too safe.
Yeah, relics are going away quickly here. It's like we're going to have Xavier getting at least one. Don't think King Boo's going to get any here. Matt Z has one. He might be able to get two. Otherwise, I don't see anyone else having them right now, other than Mordry, who already has 3 in his monastery. Green
Waiting for that.
continues to hold mid. He continues to hold mid. This has been an insanely long time. He's done a good job to secure it. His villager count is up to 70, so he is not falling behind economically as well. So he is looking to be in a good position here.
Yep, I mean, the resource trickle you get from that helps tremendously with the boom. I mean, given the amount of time he's held it, I don't think he's collected any stone. He's probably banked over 2,000 total resources just from the monument alone. So definitely extremely worthwhile for him to invest what he has for it.
Yeah. Otter saying it in chat what I'm thinking. Holding the monument with all these ticking resources really does help the economy quite a bit.
Yep, I do like that they added that feature. For the longest time in Age, there was no benefit whatsoever to holding the monument. So the first like 400 years of a King of the Hill game were kind of irrelevant. And yeah, definitely it makes the early game more interesting to have the monument worth holding, even if you're not taking it home.
Yep. Xavier's completely stonewalled in, except for this little choke. I think there's got to be a hole between here, I think. But there may not be. He may be completely stonewalled into this corner right now.
Which is actually a horrible position. I don't know how he's going to be able to take mid if he's going to have to pass through other players' bases to get there.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. He will have to do that. So we've got some quick walling going on over here to save Vills. Outposts. Looks like Mordry going for the vision. Same as our yellow player here. Stone walls galore, guys. Matsy did take that relic back. He does have another one behind his walls as well. X Factor is going for some very long stone walls here as well. So he's going to have an interesting position on the map as far as being stonewalled up here. The corners, you feel like are an advantage, or are they a disadvantage on this map?
I mean, as things have played out, I don't want to say Xavier's position is bad. You need access to the middle. Like the ideal final buildup includes having buildings pretty much leading from your base to the middle. So you have like a swath of territory that yeah, you're able to reinforce and fortify so that you can stream units to mid. Like Modri, it looks like he's working towards that a bit. Matzi, it looks like he's possibly working towards that a bit. But Xavier and Chanchalaru have let themselves get trapped in the corner, which I think absolutely condemns them. I think that they're going to have a really hard time contesting mid.
Yeah, I can see it being difficult for sure. X Factor does have these crazy weird walls. He's not walled up fully on either side though, so it'll be interesting to see. Maybe he's just worried that Mordred's just gonna run over him, but no military really on the field to speak of. Asher is walling very far forward and straight towards the mid as well. So, I mean, honestly, if someone makes it play early here for the first 100 years, it's going to be very difficult for players to stop this because everyone's walled up so heavily.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of going for it in the initial countdown is interesting. It's been known to work in highly competitive games. I mean, nobody is rushing to defend mid. Everybody's hoping other players do it. And yeah, if you make a legitimate run at it for the first countdown, there is always a chance all the other players are just going to sit back and let you have it.
Yeah. Mordri is in the Imperial Age, as well as Chenchalaru. I'm going to butcher these names all day, guys, so stay tuned for that. But they're both the Imperial Age. Very little to no military on the map for them right now, though. Relic count, Mordri has 3, Xavier has 1, Chanchalaru has 1, Asher has 1, and Matzi has 2. So, a lot of players without relics here. Fortified wall for our Teuton player. I love what Asher's done with this, though. He's made it so it's going to be extremely hard to attack him without him being able to respond. And he has a very close and large access point to the mid here. Mordri, though, squeezing in between here the walls of X Factor and Asher and has the pikeman production beginning. Camels are headed for the mid for Zhao Yu here. Guy, I don't know how to pronounce these names, guys. Our Teuton player is going long swords, so Asher maybe saw the pikeman, the halberdier, and has decided to make the counter unit for that quickly. Things are really starting to heat up here. Madzi's headed forward with a ton of vills, it looks like. The production from Mordri is starting to ramp up as well.
Yep, the players look like they're taking this countdown pretty seriously. Juho's not going to have a free pass here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he only has a few of the chakram throwers, and Mordri's making his play right now to get this middle control.
Yep, helps only. He doesn't mind throwing this army away if he needs to. Juho looks like he's abandoning mid. Yep, he held it for a while. He got a lot of Frez, and now he's pulling back. Very, very nice, nice control of mid there by him. Didn't really lose anything for it all.
Yeah, Xavier's doing something very awkward. He's walling some mills up. In a very weird play. I don't understand, but...
I understand. He's normally Japanese, and this is... I mean, it sounds like he does truly only play Japanese, and it is a classic Japanese free-for-all strategy to tower the hell out of your base. And I think it's just a habit for him.
Fair enough. Mid control taken by one scout. Won't be there for long, probably. King Boo will get the monument for just a second or two. King Boo is being very good at getting the gold out here in the mid. He did take a lot of map control here, but a lot of the places that he controls don't have a lot as far as res remaining. And wood is already starting to become more scarce on the map. Obviously, there are still quite a bit of it, but something we have to pay attention to here. The elite chakram throwers have reappeared in mid, though, along with a bunch of elite Shivanshams and heavy camel riders, so don't know if Mordry's going to make a attempt to hold this too heavily here. Asher comes forward with some two-handed swordsmen as well.
I like it, man. A lot of these players, these are kind of just feeler armies. They're going out to mid, seeing what's up, seeing who's there contesting it. Before the 100 years, I mean, at this point, like, the countdown doesn't even restart when players exchange it. So losing it momentarily doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm waiting to see if Xavier tries to move out. He is basically full walled in. X Factor is about to get steamrolled, though, as Mordry has turned his attention this way. And, I mean, to be honest, you have to do this early if you're going to do this at all to make sure there's still res able to be taken over here, right? So, X Factor, I don't see much except for a few cavalry units and camels, which will do very little to nothing against the Goth player. And it looks like we already have a math running here. So he will try to survive.
I mean, it looks like there's almost 10,000 gold left to mine in X Factor's base. This is a huge prize for Modry. And if you look at the score here, Modry has double X Factor's score. X Factor is probably familiar with the fact that Modry's a top player. And X Factor, it looks like he's barely even putting up a fight. He's just rolling over and letting Modry have his base.
Yeah, there's not much he can do. He's going to try to stonewall behind this even, but I don't think that's going to do much. We're under 100 years, though, guys, and this is a significant army here in the mid with a lot of production buildings pretty close. So we'll see if that plays any effect here. Chenchalara is using these beautiful hussars to come try to cut off reinforcements, potentially. I don't know what he's trying to do with this, but players will need to pay attention to mid very soon.
And we should probably mention that the mod replaces the hussars with monkeys. It's a pure graphical mod, but yeah, if you see monkeys running around the map, they are hussars.
Yeah, Mordry pings, says we should go, guys. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, Modry was the player who was most set up to contest mid. And if Modry is distracted, it is actually possible that Juho takes and holds this. And Chakram is beastly against infantry. I actually don't know if Modry alone could take mid.
He has onagers. I think he probably could. Yeah, X Factor not having the best day. He's going to be in some trouble here. But maybe he can live because of this. We'll see. We have very little fighting in mid right now, so really, this is going to be an interesting position.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Juho is now realizing that he has a legitimate shot at it. He's kind of cruising down to the 50-year mark with almost no contest. With so many strong players in the game, if I were him at this point, I would start thinking maybe about sending all, like even the Vills and stuff. Like this.
I 100% agree. 100. Yeah. Like send everything you have and build anything you can. The problem though is the onagers show up. The hussar do dive though.
These onagers have the potential to flatten everything, but yeah, with the onagers dealt with, these chakrams are pretty unapproachable by all the units here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of players not even prepared to go mid right now, which is getting to be quite concerning here. He has the most military in the game, almost 100 units. King Boo, what's he up to? Looks like he's just sitting back, hoping that this stays here. Xavier can get through here, guys. He's sending the Halbs forward. Military numbers are still really good.
getting down to 30 years with a good military presence, and yeah, like many strong players like King Boo, they're just not even trying to show up here.
Yeah, the bombard cannons though have shown up from Xavier, and that will make it harder to hold the mid. Those throwers though unapproached,
Yep.
but
And
the
the
champions are getting in.
spam is decent, man. There's a very solid flow of Hussars coming to mid. It is getting to the point though where it's going to be hard for Juho to fight this. He basically is going to need to try and just dance and stay alive, and 25 years is a pretty long time to do that. I don't know. Do you think he's taking it?
I mean, if he does, it's going to be a very big upset for this round, right? The first game, super quick. It's impressive. His spam seems to be slowing down. I'm going to switch to his point of view. He does not have much left. It could be enough, though. He has units in the mid. People need to pay attention. There are 4 Hussars stuck in mid.
Yeah, his reinforcements aren't meaningfully being cut off. He has new units entering mid every, several per second. I feel like if he had sent the Vills, this would be iced for sure, man. That would make the difference.
He's running around with the Hussar. He's under 10 years.
Oh boy, yeah, he's running around with the Hussar. I think most of them are on no attack stance now, just dancing. This is getting close. I think he's going to pull this off.
We're under 5.
Man, he has a lot of units in there. Yeah, unless he throws this, I think he should be able to dance.
GG.
Yep, and he takes it on the initial countdown. I was saying it's always a possibility.
Wow. And I'm shocked.
Yeah. I'm not too shocked because this is a thing that's been known to happen, but yeah, King Boo never participated in the game.
Yeah, he was fighting in the north.
Yeah. King Boo and Modri both did the same thing. They focused on neighbor rather than mid. And yeah, Juho, well played.
GG's indeed. Very surprising, very surprising. But hey, he held to mid for the majority of the game, and he made it work. It's like he was getting raided here by yellow, but, I mean, really did not matter. Impressive. Quick game, too.
Yep, I guess that really goes to show you the minimum time for a game is 30 minutes. It literally can't be any quicker than that, the initial countdown. Yep, I don't want to say I'm disappointed. I'd probably rather it be a very quick one than an excessively long one. And yeah, look at his population. Juho had nothing left at the end. It looks like his Vil count was basically down to 0. He was getting raided or something at home.
Yep, he was getting raided by yellow. 5 Vils, 37 pop. Was able to hold mid, and, he grabs his ticket. He moves on. He'll be in the finale there, so... Well done for Juho. GG's. Well, guys, we have a bit of time before the next one is scheduled to start. So we're going to step away for a moment. We'll try to get people and see what's going on, if we can pull people together a little bit early, even if it's not right away, obviously. But, yeah. Juho, man, taking that one quick.
Indeed. Well, we have 50 minutes before the scheduled game time. It seems unlikely we'll be able to start early.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll message the players, guys. We'll put on some tunes real quick, and we'll get back to you here shortly, guys.
Yep.